But the Indiana Fever went all out for Caitlin Clark's logo drop. So there was a lot of excitement already fluttering about Gamebridge, and energy was high. They definitely spared no expense in letting everybody know that Caitlin Clark does have a new logo out. The arena was actually covered with t-shirts that said Caitlin Clark was here. The outside of the arena had her logo everywhere. She even showed up with all these accoutrements with a CC logo.
The WNBA is in full-blown meltdown mode, and frankly, the league has itself to blame. Its most electrifying star, Caitlin Clark, has been sidelined for weeks with a groin injury, a minor tweak that somehow ballooned into a month-long absence. And in her absence, the league's weaknesses are being laid bare.
These up-and-coming next-generation young guns enter the league. It is becoming more and more apparent that the WNBA veterans did not do much to really advance the game of the WNBA. They didn't really develop the game as much as they'd like to think. You have these rookies coming in and doing in one season, and doing in less than a season and half a season what it's taken these vets of the past 600, 700, 800, 900 games to do.
While Clark sits on the bench in street clothes, Nike delivered a bombshell that's sending shockwaves through basketball. Caitlin Clark's new signature logo has arrived, and early signs suggest it will outsell and outshine everything any other WNBA player is doing. It's a harsh reality check, one that's making every other player in the league feel even smaller than they already did in Clark's long shadow.
Listen, Caitlin Clark had a huge announcement today. The new Caitlin Clark logo is out. She took to Twitter and said, tune in, logo collection coming soon. Signature product dropping 2026. I think we getting them new CCs, them logo 3 CCs in 2026, y'all. It'll be no more Kobe PEs, which we've loved. We about to get them Caitlin Clark sneakers. Let's take a look.
Let's talk numbers, shall we? When Nike announced Caitlin Clark as their newest signature athlete on August 25th, revealing that interlocking C logo that looks more professional than half the league's marketing campaigns, something magical happened. Nike stock had already been on fire, jumping 3% when Clark's Kobe-inspired sneakers sold out in minutes back in July, contributing to a 17% rally since their earnings beat. But this is different. This isn't just a collaboration. This is Nike betting $28 million over 8 years that Clark is worth more than the entire WNBA combined.
You are hoping to get your hands on the Caitlin Clark version of Nike's Kobe Bryant sneaker. You're out of luck. They are out of stock. The WNBA star teamed up with Nike for a player edition of the Kobe 5 Pro Tro, decked out in Indiana Fever colors. You see them on your screen. They dropped at 10 a.m. Monday, and they sold out before 11 a.m. In fact, in just minutes. The $190 kicks are already showing up on the secondary market at close to double the retail.
If you're enjoying, please subscribe. The panic isn't just about one logo, it's about what that logo represents. Clark becomes the third WNBA player to get a signature shoe deal with Nike, joining AJA Wilson and Sabrina Ionescu. But here's the kicker. She's the first female basketball player in Nike's history to have her own logo.
I've been telling y'all to stay patient. I've been telling y'all that Nike takes their time, that A'ja Wilson's shoe deal was 2 years in the making, that Paige Beckers had PEs, not her own signature shoe, and that Caitlin Clark's was 100% coming. And people kept saying, oh, Nike fumbled the bag with Caitlin. It has to get out there. Nike fumbled the bag. No, they didn't. It takes time. She's got to develop a whole freaking product line. But they just announced, breaking news right now, we have a logo. That is the official Caitlin Clark Nike logo. And it's not just that. I mean, this is cool. Nike has just announced that a signature product line will be dropping soon, with signature shoes coming in 2026. Now, this is going to be her logo for all of her Nike stuff that is Caitlin Clark official stuff.
Not just a shoe, not just apparel, a logo. The kind of branding that puts you in the same conversation as Michael Jordan, LeBron James, and Kobe Bryant. Meanwhile, other WNBA players are still trying to figure out how to get people to remember their names. The timing couldn't be more brutal for the league. Clark has been out since July 15th with that groin injury, missing 15 straight games. And what happened? The WNBA's ratings didn't just dip, they collapsed faster than a house of cards in a hurricane.
Clark has been a lightning rod for attention since entering the league. She brought in new fans, national media, and even primetime slots. Her absence isn't just hurting the Indiana Fever, it's apparently impacting the entire league's momentum. But this also sparks a deeper conversation. Is it fair for one rookie to carry the weight of an entire league's popularity? You see, critics say the WNBA's marketing is leaning heavily on Caitlin Clark, while longtime stars like A'ja Wilson, Breanna Stewart, and Others deserve more spotlight too. On the flip side, others argue Caitlin Clark is the draw, and the ratings prove it. Some even wonder...
The All-Star game without Clark, down 36% from the previous year, dropping from 44 million viewers to 19 million. Games that were supposed to be marquee matchups turned into ghost towns on television. One contest between the Fever and Sky pulled 7 million viewers earlier in the season. The rematch, without Clark and Angel Reese, drew numbers so embarrassing that some networks stopped releasing them altogether.
35%. WNBA ratings down. All-Star game 35% than last year. Yet you're telling me that it doesn't have to do with Caitlin. 35%. It really makes it difficult for fans of the WNBA in general and Caitlin Clark, like myself, to have conversations, to join a Discord, just to I don't know, want to just talk up the WNBA in general when you can't even give Caitlin the props that she deserves.
But Nike saw the writing on the wall. They looked at Clark's impact, the $52. $3 million she generated for Iowa, the $36 million for Indianapolis, the 26% contribution to the WNBA's entire economic activity in 2024, and said, "We're not waiting around for the league to get their act together." This logo deal isn't just business. It's a declaration that Clark has transcended the WNBA entirely.
Caitlin will never be paid what she's worth by the WNBA because it is quite literally impossible for them to pay her what she's worth. An economist at Indiana University Columbus calculated that Caitlin Clark was responsible for $36 million in economic impact to the city of Indianapolis, and that she is responsible for 27% of the entire WNBA's economic activity for this past season, including attendance, merchandise sales, and television. One player...
In 2024, her rookie season, Caitlin Clark was responsible for roughly 5% of all WNBA economic activity. Yes, over a quarter of the league's ticket sales, merchandise, and media value was tied to one player. An analysis by sports finance expert Ryan Brewer found that 1 out of every 6 tickets sold in WNBA arenas could be attributed to fans coming to see Clark. Essentially, she moved the needle for attendance league-wide like nobody before. The Indiana Fever's home attendance alone jumped to an average of 17,036 per game, a league record that even surpassed their NBA counterparts, the Pacers, with a total home turnout of over 340,000 fans in 2024 to strip away those crowds and the WNBA's record attendance proclamations ring hollow. The league did hit a historic overall attendance mark of 1.58 million in 2023 and was on pace to exceed 2.5 million in 2025. But everyone knows why the Clark phenomenon filled the arenas. Given this seismic impact, Nike's move to lock Clark into a long-term deal and build an entire product line around her was a no-brainer. Ann Miller, Nike's executive vice president of global sports marketing, put it diplomatically in the press release. Clark is an exceptional basketball player and an outstanding ambassador for the game. In corporate speak, that's basically admitting, we're building our entire women's basketball strategy around this one person. Nike is betting that investing in Clark now, giving her Jordan-level treatment, will pay off in billions down the road as she becomes the global face of women's hoops.
Means as much to their league, whatever league it is, as Caitlin Clark means to the WNBA. And no person has done more for their league than what Caitlin Clark has done for the WNBA. Patrick Mahomes does not mean that much to the NFL. Steph Curry does not mean that much to the NBA. LeBron James does not mean that much to the NBA. She is a monster. When we look back on this, Caitlin Clark will be for the WNBA what Magic Johnson and Larry Bird were for the NBA. If this thing ever becomes as big as some people think it can become, she will be the Magic Johnson, Larry Bird. You needed 2 of them to take the NBA to another level. You needed Magic and Larry. She doesn't need anybody.
As if the WNBA didn't have enough problems with Clark out, the rest of the league has been ravaged by an unprecedented injury crisis this season. According to Next Hoops, players have already suffered 212 injuries, leading to 859 games missed, with 2 weeks still left in the regular season. 10 ACL tears, multiple MCL injuries. The Golden State Valkyries alone have had 27 separate injuries. It's not just bad luck, it's a systematic failure that's destroying the league's credibility and its ability to protect its most valuable assets. Meanwhile, Clark's Nike deal is making everyone else look like they're playing in different leagues entirely. Her Kobe-inspired sneakers in Fever colors sold out in minutes, with resale prices hitting $600 for shoes that retailed at $190. That's not just demand, that's mania. The WNBA wants to pretend they're not dependent on one player. But the numbers don't lie. Without Clark, viewership has dropped from the 2 to 3 million range to 459,000 on some games. The league has gone from proudly posting every viewership number when Clark plays to mysteriously staying silent when she doesn't. It's not just a pattern, it's desperation disguised as strategy. What makes this even more painful for other players is watching Nike invest in Clark's future while they're stuck begging for basic respect. The same players who wore "Pay Us What You Owe Us" shirts during the All-Star weekend are now watching Clark secure a deal that dwarfs most of their entire career earnings. Nike isn't just paying Clark, they're paying her Jordan money. Michael Jordan money. The kind of money that comes with expectations of global domination.
A 10 for 10, and a lot of people have been getting on Nike because they don't feel like they have been promoting Caitlyn as much as they should. But I will say we have to give credit where credit is due. I feel like in the past month or so, they have been tweeting about Caitlyn more, and then obviously with this shoe release, they made this super sick commercial to promote it. And of course, just today, Caitlyn Clark's new Kobe PE shoe sold out in less than a minute. And I saw so many tweets about this, so many people who were so sad that they missed out on this shoe. I saw that there was this one Dick's store and people were lined up around the corner like camping out trying to get the
Clark's
shoe.
logo collection launches October 1st, with a navy and yellow t-shirt dropping September 1st, and her first signature shoe debuting in 2026. But here's what's really going to hurt. Nike designed this logo with Clark being hands-on through the entire process. The two interwoven CS represent her connection with fans worldwide, while a smaller hidden C symbolizes how her game was built from the inside out. This isn't just merchandise, it's storytelling. It's brand building. It's the kind of marketing sophistication that makes everyone else in the league look amateurish. The financial implications are staggering. Sports economist Ryan Brewer had already projected Clark's economic impact could reach $1 billion this season. That was before the Nike logo announcement. Now, the sky's the limit. When one person can move stock prices, sell out arenas, and generate viewership numbers that eclipse playoff games, you're not just talking about a basketball player. You're talking about a cultural phenomenon.
I'm here to tell you, they dropping some merch too. Now you can pre-order Caitlyn Clark signature t-shirts, man. Nike wasted no time in getting the ball rolling for the Caitlyn Clark brand. Now, I've been pretty vocal about this. I believe they're turning Caitlyn Clark brand into a luxury athletic brand. Hence why the logo looked eerily, this is just my theory, to the Gucci logo. But I will say this though, it is a unisex logo. You can tell by how the logo is designed. You can tell by how the logo is made. It is definitely a unisex logo. And guys, I'm telling you.
And the WNBA. They're stuck watching their golden goose recover from an injury that should have been handled better in a league that's proving daily it can't protect its stars. The injury epidemic isn't just affecting performance, it's destroying narratives, ruining storylines, and making it impossible to build sustainable star power when your biggest names keep getting hurt. The psychological warfare is just beginning. Other players are about to watch Clark return to packed arenas filled with 15,000 fans wearing her logo, buying her merchandise, and chanting her name. They're going to see Nike marketing campaigns that dwarf anything the WNBA has ever produced. They're going to witness the kind of star treatment that comes with being irreplaceable in a league full of replaceable parts.
The Caitlyn Clark collaborations just keep coming, ladies and gentlemen. The God Caitlyn Clark has now done a collaboration with Stanley, man. You know how huge this is? You know how many ladies love they Stanley Cup, man? And now you got the most electrifying woman in women's basketball collaborating with them, man. I can't wait to see what it is. Is it going to be Clark's logo on the Stanley Cup, man? What is it going to be? Good job, Stanley, picking up Caitlyn Clark to do a collaboration with y'all, man, because this is going to be huge, man.
Nike's investment in Clark isn't just about basketball. It's about betting on the future of women's sports. They are building their entire women's basketball strategy around one person, and that person is Caitlyn Clark. The league's attendance might be hitting records, too. 5 million fans and counting, but everyone knows the truth. Those numbers exist because of Clark. The moment she went down, ticket prices crashed, games got moved back to smaller venues, and the entire house of cards started wobbling. The Golden State Valkyries sold out all 16 home games. The Fever led the league in total attendance. But strip away the Clark effect, and you're left with the same league that struggled for relevance for decades. Clark's return is inevitable, but the damage to the WNBA's credibility might be permanent. They've proven they can't survive without her, can't protect her, and can't replicate what she brings to the table. Meanwhile, Nike is positioning her for global domination, with a logo that will outlast her playing career and merchandise that will generate revenue for decades.
You know, just trying to be that kind of soundboard for her and that voice, having gone through something kind of similar, and you know, knowing obviously it's really unfortunate that we don't have her, but You know, she means a lot more to the game than just showing up and playing, and I think you're able to see that with just the excitement in Indy right now, regardless of if she's playing or not.
In the meantime, Nike has effectively crowned Caitlin Clark the queen of women's basketball. The new logo, the upcoming Clark-branded apparel collection, and the planned 2026 signature shoe, it all cements that Clark isn't just a WNBA star. She's a standalone brand. When she steps back onto the court wearing her logo on her jersey and shoes, it's going to feel less like a mere return from injury and more like a coronation. The message from Nike is loud and clear. This is the player who will carry women's basketball into the future. The WNBA, belatedly, is realizing they never really had a choice in the matter. The fans decided it when they started tuning in by the millions for Clark and largely ignoring everything else.
You man, the ladies is gonna love this, man. They already be walking around with they big ass Stanley Cups, never letting it go. And now you got a God Caitlin Clark Stanley Cup collaboration. Fire, man. But what else can you do when the most electrifying woman in women's basketball is just out there, man? And you know you gonna want to do a collaboration with her because it's gonna bring all the goddamn attention, man. Good job, Clark. Congratulations, man. Let the endorsements and the collaborations keep rolling, ladies and gentlemen.
The panic isn't just about viewership or attendance, it's about irrelevance. Every other player in the league is about to be reminded that in professional sports, there are superstars, and then there's everyone else. Clark's Nike logo isn't just fashion, it's a declaration that she's transcended the sport entirely. When Clark steps back onto that court wearing her signature logo, it won't just be a comeback, it'll be a coronation. Nike has already crowned their queen, and the WNBA is finally realizing they never had a choice in the matter. The panic is just beginning, and honestly, they brought this on themselves. The league spent months letting players target Clark, allowing injuries to pile up, and pretending they didn't need their biggest star. Nike just reminded everyone exactly what they've been missing, and what they stand to lose if they don't get their act together. Clark's logo isn't just merchandise, it's a warning shot to a league that forgot who really runs the show.